Okay, got all these teeth cut, and now I'm ready to warp the loom. Remember that the warp threads are the threads that are placed on the loom prior to weaving. So this is before I can start weaving. I need to get these threads placed on the loom. And actually, I don't need the scissors yet because I'm not sure exactly how much warp thread I'm going to need. Each team member will need their own spool of thread since we don't know how much exactly each person will need. And you'll need tape also, some masking tape. And you can go ahead and put your name on your loom so that you'll keep track of which one is yours. And we are now ready to warp the loom. I'm going to start with this end here. Go ahead and thread it through. So I'm making this the back. Thread it through that first, the first notch there, the first gap in those teeth. And I'm going to go ahead and get my 2 pieces of tape ready. It might be a good idea for you too, especially at your team, so that when you're ready for it, you've got it and you don't have to worry about getting the tape when you need it. So I'm going to go ahead and have my 2 pieces of tape ready to go. So I'm going to have my second one right there. And really, this loom later, we're going to be folding it. Here's one that's already been woven on. You can see this loom, after it gets warped, it gets folded, and so we'll probably need to rewrite our name on this so it'll show up. Okay, so here's where I've started. Now, take this, bring it down to this end, and hook it around that tooth. Okay, so you can see right here, I've just hooked it around the tooth. We want all of our lines on our weaving to be on the front, and then on the back, the only lines that we should have, that just got hooked around, is where we start and where we end. So I go back up, hook it around. I do this all the way across. Now you want to keep this thread fairly taut. You don't want it to be too loose, but you don't want it to be too tight either, because we're going to be folding this way. So we want there to be enough room for us to be able to fold it. So as you're going, you just want I think a good way to think about this is just that the threads are lying flat. Then you'll know that you have the right amount of tension. Continue hooking it around those teeth. Get some more of the spool, and you can see there's where these loops are, right here. Can come up here, hook it around, come back up, hook it around all these teeth. Here's this again, come back up. And once you get all the way across your loom, you'll tape your final thread. Notice I haven't cut anything from the spool because I didn't know exactly how much I would need. I've got 2 more to go, and then we will be done warping the loom. Up, hook it around, back down right here, and there's my ending thread. Those were looped. The only 2 threads that I have on the back are where I started and where I ended. Now I can cut my thread free from the spool, and I have warped my loom. That is the next step. Next, I'll show you how to fold and tape, and then we'll get started with our weaving.